Selny with the breaking news of the evening, the newest thing that we have. So, Jeff, let's talk about the president now, signaling an expansion of deportations of undocumented immigrants in this country. What exactly is the White House saying?
He is indeed, Don. They really sent two memorandums to the Department of Homeland Security today, basically saying they're going to enforce existing U.S. law. Virtually anyone who is in the country as an undocumented immigrant could be subjected to being arrested. Now, this is different from the Obama administration. That was generally reserved for criminals, someone who is a violent criminal here. They simply did not have the bandwidth to go after everyone. But White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer today made clear that everyone who's undocumented could now be at risk.
Everybody who is here illegally is subject to removal at any time. That is consistent with every country, not just ours. If you're in this country in an illegal manner, that obviously there's a provision that could ensure that you be removed. But the priority that the president has laid forward, and the priority that I'm putting forward through DHS's guidance, is to make sure that the people who have committed a crime or pose a threat to our public safety are the priority of their efforts.
And to make clear, the White House is saying indeed that criminals, people who have records, other things, are the top on that priority list here to be deported. But simply, making these suggestions that all laws will be enforced is causing alarm throughout immigrant communities tonight. Don, and this is just simply the first of a few steps. We're still waiting this week for a new executive order here for the travel ban that we've been talking about for weeks here. That could come tomorrow or as the week goes on.
Hey, Jeff, tell us about what about the dreamers, the young immigrants who were brought to this country as children?
Well, Don, that was one of the executive orders that President Obama signed into law, basically saying that any young person who comes to this country, illegally or not, could stay. And this was, they are called the Dreamers, the DACA Act, if you will. And President Trump, this administration, is not touching that, for now at least. They say they are prioritizing criminals and others. They are not, even looking at the Dreamers. But it's clear that this is for now. It's unclear what will be happening in the months and years to come here. But for now, the Dreamers are off the table. And this is something that immigration hardliners will actually be raising questions against this administration on, because they believe that they are breaking the law too, regardless of their age, Don.
And you asked Sean Spicer, Jeff, about how much authority the president's new national security advisor, Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, will have. What did he have to say about that?
Well, Don, that is the other big thing going on here as they begin the second month of this White House. The new National Security Advisor, General H.R. McMaster, a longtime Army strategist, he is now in charge of all of this. So I asked Sean Spicer today at the White House briefing if he would have the ability to put his own sort of advisors in the National Security Council. And Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary, said absolutely he has full authority to do so. But the question is Steve Bannon. If you'll remember from a month or so ago, the chief strategist of the White House, Steve Bannon, was made a part of the Principals Committee of the National Security Council. That's aligned with the Secretary of State, the Defense Secretary, the Attorney General, others. Usually there's not a political advisor at the table like this. So we asked the White House if the new National Security Advisor will be allowed to make a recommendation on that. Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary, said he would indeed. It would be up to the president to make that determination. But it's unclear if there'll be any changes on that at this point. The new National Security Advisor met with his counsel tonight for the first time in the Situation Room, Don. So unclear how this is all going to be going forward. But he is sort of building a new team here. And this is the beginning or the continuation of this reboot as we head into the second month. Don.
Jeff Selny starting us off at the White House tonight. Jeff, thank you very much. I want to bring in now Bill Kristol, the editor of the Weekly Standard. Gloria